Coming up next on CTV News, which bills made it through? Maryland lawmakers pushed through the night to meet the crossover deadline. Plus, it's the first day of spring, but Old Man Winter won't let go, and the county leaders go meatless for the day, supporting the Great American Meat Out Day.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes. Oh, vegan food, it must be terrible. Actually, if you make it right, it's really delicious, and there's a lot of things that you could add to your diet.
All those stories and more, up next.
Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, March 19th. I'm Katara Jones.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us. Well, in Annapolis, several hundred bills made it through a key deadline last night, from juvenile justice to restrictions on marijuana dispensaries. The deadline, known as Crossover Day, likely means the end for many measures, including a bill to legalize medically assisted suicide. It also marks the next stage of the budget battle in Annapolis, where lawmakers must solve a future $3 billion deficit and find new funds for transportation and education. And it may not feel like it outside, but today is the first day of spring. Technically, the vernal equinox arrives at 11:06 tonight. In the nation's capital, at the tidal basin, it looks a lot more like spring. The cherry blossoms have already reached full bloom and a little earlier than usual. In our area, high temps are expected to hit the 50s today. Still, many people are still wearing, as you can see here, their outdoor winter gear.
I want it to feel like spring, but it feels like winter because I'm in my big coat. You know, and the other day it was like 70 degrees, so yeah.
I was born in the spring. I love the blooms, the cherry blossoms, the flowers, the warm weather. Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I can deal with all weather. I just don't too much like the summer, but the spring, fall, the winter, I'm good with that.
And this quick note, there are only two equinoxes a year, vernal and autumnal.
We have an update on the fatal hit and run that happened Sunday evening in Laurel. Prince George's police are now looking for this vehicle, a dark gray Jaguar with heavy front end damage that they say left the scene after striking and killing a pedestrian. 38-year-old Dwayne Lyons of Laurel was struck on the 13,000 block of Laurel Bowie Road in the unincorporated section of Laurel. Lyons was a father of two teenage girls and a construction worker. Anyone with information is asked to call police at 301-731-4422.
And we are learning more about the man accused of killing his girlfriend in Fairfax County last Friday. Investigators say 30-year-old Tylin Jennings had an arrest warrant from November in Prince George's County for allegedly attacking and threatening to kill the same woman he's now accused of murdering. 30-year-old Anisha Isaacs' court documents now indicate that Jennings allegedly held Isaacs hostage in her home, hit her, choked her, and allegedly threatened to kill her and her family. Jennings is charged with shooting Isaacs outside her job on Friday. He awaits extradition to Fairfax County.
Prince George's police need your help in locating two men wanted in connection to a murder in District Heights. Take a look at your screen. Surveillance video shows the two suspects inside a Subway restaurant on the 5800 block of Silver Hill Road on March 17th, just prior to the shooting. Police say officers were called to the sandwich shop a little after 2 a.m. When they arrived, police found the victim, 27-year-old Jessica Somerville, located in the parking lot suffering from a gunshot wound. A $25,000 reward is being offered to anyone with information that leads to an arrest and indictment in this case.
And with election season well underway, a number of black fraternities have come together to increase the number of black males at the voting polls. At a recent event in the district, members of several fraternities came together to talk about ways to get more black men more involved in voting. Organizers say there's a lot of apathy among young black males, and as a result, many skip the voting process.
We're mobilizing black men from the perspective of we're taking our younger membership and training them and having them to reach those young men in their age group. And so we're continuing to work to ensure that we're reaching both our middle-aged black men as well as our young brothers And so the 5 organizations came together and made a commitment that regardless of what colors we wear, our interests remain the same.
Several measures in the Maryland legislature aim to decrease hunger across the state. SB 35 and a companion House bill would increase the minimum SNAP benefits. The benefit would increase from $23 to $95 for 74,000 households. Meantime, another measure filed in both chambers would provide universal free meals in all Maryland public schools, regardless of need. Emergency pandemic benefits expired in February of 2023.
When planning your next meal, the County Council wants to encourage residents to ditch the meat and pick up a healthier alternative in an effort to lead by example. And to recognize Meat Out Day today, the County Council brought in a county-based restaurant that specializes in plant-based food.
Promotes good health because a plant-based diet can prevent and even reverse some of our worst chronic illnesses like diabetes and heart disease.
Today, the County Council recognized Meat Out Day, which is typically celebrated on March 20th. Since 1985, people are challenged to remove meat from their plate and replace it with something plant-based.
So we're not even saying people should totally transition to a plant-based diet, but just do more, because more will help you have a better life, live longer. It's better for you, your family, the environment. So we're just encouraging people to give it a try today or tomorrow.
The county recently voted unanimously to make March 20th officially Meat Out Day in the county. Council member Tom Dernoga, who's been a pescatarian for more than 4 years, believes there are health benefits to going meatless.
A lot of people think you can't get protein from vegetables, but there's a lot of vegetables that actually have protein.
Right.
So people need to understand that. There's a lot of athletes. There's actually a documentary about athletes who are on plant-based diets, and they have no problem because they're substituting meat protein with vegetable protein.
New Vegan Cafe, a restaurant in College Park, provided a variety of plant-based food options to the council and its staffers for lunch today. Lenore Dernoga, the wife of council member Tom Dernoga, has been a champion of this cause.
Still meeting my ethical standards by not eating meat. My health is wonderful. I'm on a whole food plant-based diet, and I'm not on any medications. I'm 63. I'm not on any medications. Same weight I was when I'm in my 20s, and I think a lot of that, most of that, is due to my diet.
Activist Barbara Glick enjoys the environmental and health benefits that being meatless has brought to her life.
I'm 100% vegan, and it's a life of, even though we're aware of the suffering because we've learned so much about it, we've seen the films and we know all the horrible things that they do, it's a joy to live vegan. It's not taking away. People say, oh, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. But it's a joy to live knowing that you're not contributing to harm as much as possible. And it's a non-violent way of living.
New Vegan Cafe is located on the 8100 block of Baltimore Avenue in College Park. The cities of Laurel and Greenbelt will also be recognizing Meat Out Day tomorrow.
And you're watching CTV News. Coming up, it's all about reading. County law enforcement officers take part in International Read With Me Day.
And the new Cancer Center is bringing awareness and prevention to the community. Don't go away. CTV News will be right back.
Hi.
Hello. What's the nicest thing a parent has said to you?
You're special. I love you. I love you.
What about your teachers?
I'm proud of you and I'm glad that you tried.
That's a really good job.
That was really impressive.
Make me smile.
You can do great things.
How did that make you feel?
Happy. Better about myself. Special.
I think that really helps my confidence.
It makes me just feel good.
Let's teach more love in our homes and classrooms. Visit parenting.org from Boys Town to explore our vast library of resources backed by over 100 years of experience.
Why is it important to tell somebody when they've done something good?
Because it makes you just want to keep going and be nice to other people.
For any age, any stage. Boys Town.
Welcome back. It's a special day around the world with kids asking role models to read to them.
Mariah Jalad is at a local elementary school with law enforcement with more.
Prince George's Office of the Sheriff is taking part in an annual education tradition today with the students at Clinton Grove Elementary School. It's International Read to Me Day, where kids from all over the world can ask someone in their community to share a book with them.
My name is Sheriff Carr, and I'm the sheriff here in Prince George's County.
You make a promise to each other.
The goal of Read to Me Day is to promote, encourage, and inspire reading activities, while showcasing organizations who are passionate about improving literacy standards for the children around them.
It means everything. It means to our students, to our staff, and to our parents that our community supports us 100%.
Sheriff John Carr shared a book about the life of Albert Einstein with Miss Robinson's 5th grade class.
A boy was born. His parents named him Albert. Who do you think his last name is? What do you think his last name is?
Einstein.
Ah, you sharp on it. Is it Einstein?
Yes!
Okay.
So it shows them that reading is fun, it's cool, it's something that everyone does, especially our men in the community. So it supports that group of students that are in our building that we want to make sure they're reading as well.
He taught us a life lesson, meaning like after the story was read or during the story, he also said anything that you want, you have to go get it for it and work hard.
We want to make sure we also highlight our youth, as there's always been conversation about youth and the direction they're going in. We care about our community, we care about our youth, and we want them to know that we care. The only way that we can do that is actually be there for them in school, be there for them after school, be there at their homes, be that resource for their families as well. So I wanted to make sure I was able to, one, talk about literacy and the importance of reading and education, but then also let them know and see us in a whole different light. Instead of responding to a call, really being there with them, interacting and having fun with our youth.
Scientific studies have shown reading to children at least once a day can increase their reading level by up to a year. To learn more about International Read to Me Day, you can visit readtome.com. From Clinton, Mariah Jalad, CTV News.
The U.S. Justice Department finds that the University of Maryland, Baltimore County violated Title IX in its response to a swim coach's alleged misconduct. The investigation concludes that UMBC failed to oversee its athletic department and protect student athletes. The late swim coach Chad Craddock allegedly harassed male swimmers and discriminated against female swimmers between the years 2015 and 2020. The DOJ accuses the university of allowing continued sexual harassment by failing to address the issue. The university says it's proposed a settlement agreement and plans to sign it within a few weeks.
Legislation that would prohibit a landlord of residential property from randomly terminating a tenant's lease has now moved from the Maryland House to the Senate. HB 684 would require just cause for failing to renew a lease or for terminating a holdover tenant.
It's a good consumer protection bill. We do get that a lot. They pay their rent on time, they complain about something going on that needs to be fixed, and then they get a notice saying you have to leave. We want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Muse had sponsored a companion bill in the Senate, which never made it out of committee.
Prince George's County leads the state of Maryland in the region with the highest number of lung, breast, colorectal, and prostate cancer diagnoses. The county also suffers a high mortality rate, with black men twice as likely to die from prostate cancer than their white counterparts. The new University of Maryland Capital Region Health Cancer Center is looking to change that. Officials say the first step is to get out and into the community.
We actually go through black churches in PG County. There's a lot of emphasis of going through and reaching the community that way as well. And University of Maryland and Cap Region has been doing that for quite some time, and that's something that we're going to continue to do once the cancer center is open. But the cool thing about it is we have those sort of screening tools within this center as well. So we'll have mammograms, we'll have OBGYN clinics that can do pap smears, we'll have CT scans available for patients that continue to smoke and make sure we catch whatever lung cancer they may have, heaven forbid, as early as we can. So those type of resources will be available here.
And for more information on the Cancer Center, visit the website on your screen.
still to come on CTV News.
A conference is coming to town for Black women to rediscover joy. Stay tuned.
We actually go through Black churches.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Purina helps create safe spaces for domestic abuse survivors and their pets. Purina cares here.
Many women today are seeking a safe space where they can express themselves and find support and connection. Black women in particular are 20% more likely to experience serious mental health problems than the general population.
Next month, Emerge Live will be taking over the Gaylord Resort and Convention Center. It is an immersive retreat for Black women seeking rest, healing, and renewed purpose. And joining us to the studio today is the founder of Emerge Live, Julian Chiganda. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So you call it Emerge Live, a retreat for visionary Black women seeking rest, healing, and renewed purpose. How did this idea come about?
So it really came from a personal need that I had. In 2022, I attended 6 funerals. And it was really a turning point in my own life. That's probably the most trauma I'd experienced in 1 year. And as I was coming out of it and doing the work to heal and just get back to a place of having peace and joy in my life, as I was talking to women in my circle and finding out they were going through the same thing, but in isolation. And as we know, mental health and wellness are a major topic of conversation right now, pretty much everywhere. And I realized that we just really need a safe space as Black women to just connect. At the heart of Emerge Live is healing and rediscovering joy.
So you're calling it a retreat. What's going to be going on that day?
So we have it divided into really 2 parts. We have personal and professional development because we recognize that as much as we love to live on purpose and do our work, it's really hard to show up fully and fulfilled if personally you're having all of these unresolved challenges and not a space where you can really handle and deal with those things and really just connect with other women who are on a similar journey. So we have everything from a healing sound bath session, we have African dance. We have incredible speakers and dynamic presenters who are really going to be having interactive sessions and engaging the women in really just learning how to find purpose in their own lives again and take all of the things that they learn and just become a different and a better person once they leave. Because our goal is for every woman to leave there different than how they came.
And can you talk about why you feel that Black women in particular have a higher rate of serious health issues?
Yeah. I say, we tend to keep that S on our chest, right? We're super women and we try to do all of the things, and myself included, we have a hard time asking for help. So we're carrying so much and not realizing that that is affecting probably every aspect of our lives. And then on top of that, there's just been so much loss. I mean, I just experienced a death in the family last week myself, and I have so many friends who are also experiencing loss, and that just leads to a lot of depression. It leads to anxiety and just stress. And a lot of us don't really know how to process that.
Talk about your keynote speaking and what she's going to bring to the conversation.
Yes, well, we had to, if we're talking about healing and transformation, you got to have the ultimate fixer there, right? So we're really excited to have Iyanla Van Zant, who will be our keynote speaker. And everybody knows about Iyanla fixing your life, right? So she'll definitely be bringing, I think, everything she has to pour into our audience. And then we also have some other really incredible speakers that are going to be speaking on everything from imposter syndrome to communicating how to get what you want and you deserve in your own life, as well as the importance of knowing who you really are and your personal identity. So we're really covering, I think, a lot of the things that the women in our community have been talking about, the challenges that they have, and providing a space where they can actually, it's an interactive experience. You're not going to have just people talking at you and to you, but you're actually going to be, I think it's Iyanla who said, participating in your own rescue.
And what do you hope the attendees will take away from the event?
I think the biggest thing is just understanding that you don't have to go through this journey by yourself. So connection is a huge part of how we are organizing the event. And I think the other thing is just knowing that, when it comes to your healing, it requires you to do multiple things. It's not just one thing that's going to get you to a place of peace and joy again. It requires a number of different things. And so that's why we have so many different types of experiences that we will be incorporating into this incredible space.
So I have to understand that this is just for a lot of the women in this process, just a beginning for them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think, so many of us, and I think another thing, you have a lot of people who are doing caregiving. Mm-hmm. So many people are falling sick now. I have so many in my circle who have been dealing with that. And a lot of times they don't have the time or space to even think about what they need or to think about what they can do to actually pour into themselves and take care of themselves so they can continue doing, what they're doing for others. And so we really want women to understand that it requires multiple things and that you don't have to do it by yourself.
Okay, thank you, Julie and Chaganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, again, Emerge Live taking place next month, April 19th through the 21st at National Harbor and Convention Center. For more information and to register, you can go to the website emergelivexp.com. And it is time at last for sports.
Simon, what's going on in sports?
Austin Eckler and Cleveland Farrell give fans a glimpse into what they're bringing to the team in 2024. Stay tuned.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick, on and off the field. We were taught to not show any signs of weakness. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. I thought that something was wrong with me. For 20 plus years was physical. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father, as a man, and as a husband. Put the importance on your mental health. I'm not scared to talk about it anymore. The first tool is therapy. The second one is positive self-talk. And then journaling, putting your thoughts on paper. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains.
There's no sparks.
But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
It's time for your Tuesday Sports Page. A new era of Commanders football has begun, not only in the front office, but also on the field. Washington has been very active in free agency, signing multiple players they believe will help the team get back to the playoffs. And one of the players Washington brought over is former Los Angeles running back Austin Ekeler. Ekeler signed a 2-year, $11 million deal with the Commanders, and the veteran recently gave his thoughts on what he's bringing to the team.
As far as a playmaker, I'm going to score some touchdowns for you, that's for sure, if you can get me in the red zone and find a way to give me the ball in some space. As far as a leader, I'm going to bring some energy. You're going to hear me at practice. You can hear me in the locker room. You're going to hear me talking to the young guys. You're going to hear me bringing people along. You're going to find me in the weight room all the time, and also pushing people in there as well. And really, I really take pride in helping people be the best version of themselves, but starting with myself first. And so that's what you're going to get when you have me on the team.
Another player Washington signed was defensive end Clelin Ferrell. The former 4th overall pick was with the San Francisco 49ers prior to coming to D.C., and the Virginia native is looking forward to being a tone setter for his hometown team.
Biggest thing is that I just want, obviously we start up on April 2nd. I think day one, I just want to be someone who sets the tone and sets the standard for the mentality of the team. I think, regardless of that, and I think if I focus on that, I'll get the things that I really, really want in the end, which is, I want to be somebody who is respected. I want to be somebody who earns everything that anybody gives to them, and someone who just, kind of resembles that shield. I'm from this area. It's a very tough area where we're from, this whole DMV, whether you're in D.C., Maryland, or the northern part of Virginia. The people here have been waiting a long time for somebody to come in and do it right. And I think me being homegrown, I had that same hunger.
Now to the world of college hoops. Get your brackets ready as the March Madness tournament begins tonight. And one local team will take the court as the Howard University men's basketball squad will match up against Wagner College. Tip-off is at 6:40. And moving on to some NHL news, the Caps came out on top against the Calgary Flames last night, 5-2. Their next opponent will be the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow at 7:30. And that wraps up your Tuesday Sports Page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. And now for a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be partly cloudy.
Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 63. Thursday will be sunny and clear with a high of 50 and a low of 31. And Friday, sunny earlier in the day, but with a 60% chance of rain in the afternoon.
In the meantime, the National Weather Service has issued a fire weather watch for all of Prince George's County starting Wednesday, tomorrow morning through Wednesday evening. Please be alert of a fast-moving wildfires.
Wildfires stem from a combination of dry conditions, low humidity, and strong gusty winds. Winds are expected to be constant at 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
See you tomorrow night. Good night.